It is what it is, but make sure you share the show with your friends, leave a review, and engage. Thumbs up and stuff. It does matter. It does matter because you'll get notified better. And also, it just helps in the algorithm. Hey, a lot of people watch the show, they comment, and they hit the thumbs up button. They really do like it, and they're showing us that we like it or that they like it, so they'll share it to more people. Anyway, thanks for being here. Let's get into today's show. Are you ready for an amazing sleazecast? I think you are. First things first, go to swolenormousx.com. If you have not yet joined the fam, we got some specials going on. If you're on the email list and you're not yet a member, now's the time to join because we do have the app coming. It's coming soon. That's what she said. Only if you're giving her that good salchicha. But the app is coming soon. And looking forward to it. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a game changer, and you're really going to like all the content that comes out as a result of it. So we're going to be able to do a lot more things in a much better way, and looking forward to it. Get it on the ground level. If you're a member, you'll be notified first. So get on the email list, sign up, join the fam, start now, start your programs now. And then of course, when the app launches, you'll get first dibs and you'll be hit the ground running, and definitely don't want to be late to that. You want to find out first. Also, we have some new merch, brand new drop over there at papaswolio.com, the brand new Cybertruck GTTFG design. We talked about the hats yesterday. I'll pull them up on the screen. That's the Yankee hat. Watch yesterday's episode if you don't know what that is. But we got awesome designs, the threaded, embossed with the stitching. It's going to be great. GTTFG. Lots of great merch over there. 20% off the entire site. So go check it out, papaswolio.com. Check out the new releases. And of course, we have a roundtable tomorrow. So tomorrow's episode is private for members only. Just another reason to join the fam, 6 p.m. Eastern time. So if you're not a member, you'll miss out on tomorrow's live call with myself and other members. It goes from 6 to 8 p.m. That being said, let's get into that tip. Are you ready, beaches?
What's in the box?
Let's get into it. Moisturize. Babe, just an inch. It's cold outside. Round table, la mesa en el círculo. Kylie says, hi, Swole fam. Just wanted to check in. Been doing maximum swole for a little over a week and have been doing a lot of elimination with my diet. I know it's been a short time, but I already feel a difference with my level of effort I'm able to put in at the gym, and have seen 2 pounds come off already. Very thankful for that. Very thankful for the support from everyone. I'm looking forward to fine-tuning my split and my diet and staying consistent. Hashtag GTTFG and hashtag swole as fuck. Indeed. Awesome post. And by the way, today's swole card is sick fucking gains. Hashtag SFG for a chance to win today's swole card. We'll give it away to one lucky beach inside the Telegram chat or on Rumble. So make sure you're watching and commenting over there in order for a chance to win. Tanya says, we got pictures. She's biking. She's lifting. She's taking pictures of water. Let's read what Tanya says. I did training this morning, then went on a bike ride. It was so gorgeous. We have some residual typhoon clouds from the typhoon that's near Japan right now. And gosh, it's just so pretty. This morning, I did the shoulder mobility program and followed that up with back training. It's so impressive to me how much heavier I can lift after doing the shoulder mobility. Well, thank you for sharing. And I do agree. Remember, mobility is not stretching. Mobility is your ability to execute strength through a full range of motion. So you're going through extra and end ranges of motion with mobility. You could do it with body weight. You could do it with weights. There's different ways to train your mobility actively and passively, but it's very important that you do that. If you're balancing the strength around the joints, whether it's the shoulder, the hips, whatever it is, you are going to see all your lifts go up. You're going to be able to execute them with better form, target your muscles better, and do so and improve your strength. I promise you, you will not regret practicing mobility. And one comment from Inside Swolenormous X from Brain Gains on Melissa. Brain Gains 20-minute session, number 3. Melissa says, we zoom in. This was so good. I definitely reset. Thank you, Papa. Truly remarkable. And you're very welcome. Again, join us, swolenormousx.com, to get access to all the content. We have Brain Gains meditation for all levels of experience, whether you want 5 minutes all the way up through 30-minute sessions. And then, of course, master classes, the full programs, 400 yoga and mobility classes, the live streams, private community, everything. And of course, reporting all that into the app, which is going to be even more awesome. And just a reminder, we talked about it yesterday, the day before. People were like, hey, I haven't listened to the show in a while. I didn't know you were coming out with an app. That's fantastic. Just to clarify, the website is still going to be available. So you can still, if you prefer going on the web or whatever the situation is, you can still log in on the website. And the cool thing is when you get the app, it's going to be the same login as the website. So you don't need to remember a different login. It's the same username, the same or email and password that you use for swolenormousx.com. You're going to be able to do inside the app. So you can do both, which is cool. It's really great that you don't have to remember an additional login because that could be a pain in the ass. But that is not going to be a problem. And I'm very glad that we were able to accommodate that. So let's get into a couple email responses. The truth about cardio, like I said yesterday, we always get a lot of responses when I talk about anything in the subject, anything related to cardio. This one's from Dennis responding to the truth about cardio email. Hey, Papa Swolio, I'm smashing the backside and triceps today. Get those glutes pumping. Yesterday, leg day, and tomorrow going for a long hike. I train 6 days a week, getting everything done twice in a week, and in between walk. Oof. So I feel like Dennis might have responded to one of our intensity and frequencies. That's a lot. That's a lot. Training 6 days a week with lifting. I'm just going to be honest straight up here. That's too much. You're not recovering enough. So Dennis, if you're listening to this, I would highly encourage you to plug into the show, ask some more questions, and adjust your frequency and or adjust your volume and decrease how much you're lifting intensely every week, because you're just not going to be able to recover from 6 days a week. I promise you. I feel like we've done this before. Or it's Kai or Kai. Hi, Papa. Today is a rest day from the gym, but I will be doing yoga tonight and doing the hip mobility class before I meal prep. To your email about cardio, I think that, quote, doing cardio to burn fat has been burned into everyone's brain, including mine. And when I'm just weightlifting, my mind tells me, quote, you're not burning fat. However, in the last few weeks of being a part of the Swole fam, I have learned that that's just not the case. I am getting into some fall sports like flag football and volleyball, so that will be my cardio, but that's to keep my heart healthy. Thanks for always giving words of wisdom, and you are very welcome, and agreed. We have used the term burning fat in the vernacular. People just say burning fat. I even say the term burning fat, so it's not correct. You never burn fat. You might utilize fat or store fat, but that's not how it works. You're always utilizing fat. You're always breaking down muscle glycogen. You're always doing this. Your body's always in flux. So it's not like you're just doing one thing and then you're doing something else. Your body's always dynamically moving. So it's really the environment you put your body in and what it's going to prioritize based on the situation and how you live your life. Your lifestyle is going to determine what substrates, energy substrates you use primarily and when you use them. So doing cardio to burn fat, it makes sense. People understand that you're going to build muscle lifting weights, but then if I just run or exhaust myself or increase my, then I'm only using fat, which is just not true. It really only depends on the intensity and the duration of the activity. And when you're burning the most percentage of fat is at rest. So what you want to do is you want to build as much muscle as possible. Yes, ladies, gentlemen, you want to build as much muscle as possible because it's hard to build muscle. You're not going to be able to build as much as you think you are. Every day when I train, I've been training for 20 years, and no, I'm not taking PEDs or steroids or anything like that. I try to build muscle, and I try to build as much muscle as I can. It's hard to build muscle. So if you're trying to build as much muscle as humanly possible, it is still going to be hard, and you're only going to be able to build so much based on genetics, based on your efforts, based on it's just going to be hard to do. So you want to try to build as much as possible because that's going to improve your resting metabolic rate. It's going to improve your body to ability to utilize fat at rest. It's better for what you want. You want to improve your body composition. No, you shouldn't try to lose fat first and then build muscle. If you're fat, you don't have enough muscle. And if you're skinny, you don't have enough muscle. So guess what? Build muscle, focus on that 100%, build muscle. You could do cardio as a seasoning. You can go and get activity, go for a walk. You could do a bike ride if you like bike riding, but make sure that whatever you're doing for your training, my opinion, and it's a great recommendation, is to use all those things as accessories in order to facilitate your ability to build as much muscle as possible. And when I say build as much muscle as possible, women are like, I don't want to get too bulky. You're not going to. You're going to try to build as much muscle as possible, and you're going to look really good. you're not going to look bulky. Unless you start taking Anavar and anabolics and you're trying to get on stage and you're doing all this shit, you're not going to get bulky. You're just not. If you seem to be, it's probably because you're eating too much food and you're getting fat. Okay? So, ladies, don't be afraid of those weights. That's the reason why most women don't get the results they want, is because they don't lift heavy enough. They don't train to build as much muscle as possible because in their head, they're thinking that they're going to get bulky. So they do too much cardio. They do tons of cardio classes. They do Zumba. They do these group exercise things. They do the circuit train. They lift for cardio, and they're doing constant, like, intermediate, moderate intensity exercise. It tanks their hormones. They don't build muscle, and they just don't look good, and they get burnt out, and they're exhausted. How come I'm not making progress? Because you're not doing it right. So get your head out of your ass. Leave your ego behind. You're not going to get bulky. Try to build muscle. Trust me. And if you're eating properly, you're cutting out inflammatory foods, you're going to make progress. I guarantee you're going to look great. You're going to look better. Anyone that you see, any woman that you see in the gym, oh my God, I like that Gymshark girl or whatever. They lift weights. They're lifting weights or lifting heavy. They're lifting heavy weights. Okay. Let's get into some questions. Who's ready for that? Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio in the comments if you have a live question. If you don't, then we'll take what we got from Instagram and then we'll move on. So please make sure you ask your questions and ask them now. That way we'll get to them. Otherwise, we'll go through these Instagram questions and then we'll move on to
What's in the box?
Balls Deep. Ruben Vanguardia. Papa Swolio, how do I remain calm and patient during weight loss? Enjoy the process. Enjoy the doing of the activity. And we talk about this a lot when it comes to, I want to lose X amount of weight. I want to build X amount of muscle. I want to be able to bench 315 or squat 225, whatever it is. Cool. Then what? There's always going to be more. There's always going to be something else. There's always going to be another level. There's always going to be another mountain to climb. There's always going to be that next step. So understand that wherever you get to, whatever that goal is, you're not going to be satisfied. People have this weight loss goal. I want to see 180 on the scale. I want to see 190. Okay. And then what? And that's why people do stupid shit to shortcuts. So they see that number on a scale, but they haven't built any muscle. They took Ozempic or something and they shit their brains out. And you see that number on a scale. Cool. But now you're not getting quality sleep. You have no muscle mass. You have migraines. You feel like shit. But the scale says 190. Are you a better person? Are you a more intelligent person? Have you consumed more knowledge? Are you stronger? What have you actually done? Are you more mobile? Have you been practicing yoga? Is your cardiovascular capacity improved? A number on a scale is worthless because you're not just going to keep on. What's the next goal? 170, 160, 150? Are you going to be skin and bones? Are you going to be emaciated like you did an Auschwitz training course? Don't do that. Don't do that. It's just not worth it. Seeing it on a scale is just not worth it. That's not a valuable goal. What you want to focus on is the pursuit of those habits that will lead to that. Remember, weight loss or muscle building is a side effect. Yes, you want to build muscle. Sure, you always want to build muscle. It's a side effect of those habits. So what habits do you have to reinforce? What choices do you have to make every day that's going to reinforce that outcome? That's a side effect. I do X, Y, and Z. I do these reps. I increase the reps. I increase the weight, blah, blah, blah. I eat these foods. I get quality sleep. Guess what? Over time, I'm building muscle. That's a side effect. So you need to remain calm and patient. You can meditate. You can do that stuff. But just start to understand that the process is what you should find purpose in. Right? Find purpose in the process, and that's going to fuel you when you don't feel like it. That's going to help you build discipline. That's going to keep you going, because if you're enjoying that challenge in executing those 7 pillars, that's what you're going to get as a result. Telegram chat. Steven, Papa Swolio, do you have any recommendation for pillows? I've switched over to 100% cotton sheets and love them. I want to get a better quality pillow now as well. Yes, check out, I believe it's Bean Products. I think they have them on Amazon, but you also go to their website. It's 100% organic cotton. They have wool stuff. They have kapok, and you can get additional filler. They have bolsters and all sorts of things for sleep. So that's what we use. You want to get 100%. I think silk is also good, but you want to get 100% cotton, wool, things like that in the bedroom. And you want to make sure it's organic so it's not off-gassing, because a lot of times you might get 100% organic something and it's cheaper. And it's cheaper for a reason, because they use a lot of chemicals and stuff for bleaching and for processing. Okay, cool. Let's see. Any other... Did I see a question on Rumble? No, I didn't. Dewey says it's insane to me that there is still this myth surrounding women's fitness, especially as women have poor bone health later in life. Lifting increases bone density and health. Women are much more susceptible to osteoporosis. So, ladies, if you're not lifting heavy, you are walking the plank, so to speak. And osteoporosis is it's one of the top reasons why people have shortened lifespans, because you fall, you break your hip, you're downhill. You just cut your life expectancy in half. Your people, once they break their hip and they can't repair the bone, they get depressed, they can't move, they need hospice care, and it goes to shit. And that's one of the most important things as you get older. This is why swinging clubs is great. So even if you're like 70 or 80 and like, I can't lift heavy weights, you could swing clubs. It builds your strength, wrist grip strength. Even just doing dead hangs or bending from a bar and having a chair below you or having someone spot you or just doing dead hangs. Grip strength is one of the most important things as you get older. And the reason is because a lot of elderly people, they slip and fall. You want coordination, sure. Practicing yoga and dead hangs. Seriously, practicing yoga and grip strength. Yes, lifting weights will increase your grip strength, et cetera, but no joke, yoga for your stabilization, your balance, and your ability to get down off the ground and things like that, and grip strength. Because when old people lose their balance and they touch the wall and they fall, it's pathetic. It really is. It really is to get older and not catch yourself and not have physical mobility. And I don't say that in a mean way, but it is. It's just a shame that you let your body decay like that. So if you're able to catch yourself or grab a door frame, you're going to prevent yourself from falling. You prevent yourself from breaking a hip, et cetera, et cetera. Because even if you lift weights, you could break your hip, you could break your leg. It's just a tweak. You step off a sidewalk wrong. This is why we lift weights, so we reinforce our physique and our bodies. That way we can do the best that we can to prevent injuries. You're not going to prevent every problem. You get into a car accident, that kind of impact is going to fuck you up, but you'll heal faster if you lift weights and take care of yourself. Put yourself in a better position. Mark says, met a girl who said she didn't want to lift weights because she didn't want to be bulky. That shit didn't last long. Just ignorance. It's ignorance. Women have been brainwashed for many, many reasons. Feminism did a fucking number on women. Even though it masculinizes women, they didn't start lifting heavy weights. There are a lot of women that lift heavy weights now, don't get me wrong, but not enough. Strong, 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 strong. You don't want to be frail and look like a weak beesh. No one likes a frail woman. No one likes a thigh gap. All right, Miss Texas Fit. Papa Swole, if glutes are my main focus, how many days a week should I train them? Depends on how many days a week it depends. I would say 2 to 3 times a week, but the more frequently you train them, the less you do on each day. If you're doing every other day or 3 times a week, you're maybe doing 1 set, maybe 2, depending on you. So twice a week, that's a lot. So it depends on how many days you're training in a week. Are you doing upper, lower? Are you doing full body? So I would say at least twice a week. Okay, let's see. Kotaro Fox, Papa Swolio, what's your preferred carbohydrate? White rice, sweet potatoes, fruit, raw dairy. I get plenty of carbs. I'm not a fan of low carb stuff. Now, if you're lifting heavy weights, you want to build muscle. Low carb it's not the answer in my opinion. My personal experience, I don't do tons and tons and tons and I don't do hyper carb. But a good breakfast will have some whole eggs, some fresh orange juice, love orange juice, coconut water, have some sugar in it, but fruit, bananas, apples, watermelon, raw dairy has sugar in it. What you don't want is ultra processed sugar. You want to stay away from the vegetable oils and seed oils and ultra processed, high fructose corn syrup and fake artificial sweeteners and diet sodas and regular soda. You want to stay away from all the ultra processed stuff. But when it's in the context of fiber and fruit, it gets processed differently. This is what people that only count macros don't understand. It depends on the context of how you eat foods. If you eat different food combinations, you're going to get different levels and rates of absorption into the bloodstream. So it's going to impact differently. If you have fat with carbohydrates, it's going to slow the absorption of those sugars and the processing. So it's a different approach. Angel on Fire, what are your thoughts on using pre-workout, specifically espresso coffee? Quality coffee, nothing wrong with some coffee. I enjoy it. Now, if you have a lot of issues, that's something that you want to test because some people are much more sensitive to coffee or to caffeine than they realize. So if you have trouble sleeping, if you have a lot of autoimmune issues, you're doing an elimination, it's good to go off coffee and to test it because quality coffee matters. A lot of times people drink garbage fucking coffee. So bad coffee is going to cause you problems. There's a big difference between the quality of coffees out there. Like anything else, you go and you get that big vat of fucking Folgers. That's gross shit. That's gnarly. Yeah, unless you're getting fresh squeezed orange juice. Yeah, you don't want to get ultra processed like orange drink, but you can get fresh squeezed orange juice at the stores and things like that. And so orange juice is great, but of course in context, orange juice with whole eggs and stuff like that, get every nutrient you need. But exactly, if you're eating the fruit, think about a fruit juice. Sucking down tons of fruit juice is not good because you can't eat. Most people don't realize how many oranges it takes to make a cup of orange juice. I'm drinking apple juice. You're squeezing 50 fucking apples to get a cup. Exaggerating. People are like, well, it's apple. It's from an apple. Yeah, well, it doesn't mean that you should be consuming it all. All right. Magdalena K. 89. Oh, yeah. Simply Orange is disgusting. Though you're talking about soda. Simply Orange and those types of things, those orange drink, Sunny D, that's all. That's soda. That's soda. It's disgusting. Magdalena, Papa Soy, eat before or after training. Any supplements? Supplements are only in addition. Maybe fill in the gaps. Magnesium, vitamin D, if you're not getting enough. Creatine's fantastic. Glutamine with electrolytes is great. You can do different things for your pre-workout, but eating before or after training, just get your nutrition in. It's preference. Some people like to train fasted. I always like to eat after or have a shake after. Right before, don't do any protein or fat. Make sure you're having like some honey, maybe have an apple or a piece of fruit or a banana. You're going to have to figure out what you like best. Drink a little bit of orange juice. It's good to have a little boost, especially if you're lifting weights. I personally don't like a fasted state when I'm lifting weights. I've done it before. You have to get used to it. I don't prefer it now. So I might have a tablespoon or two of honey, but you don't want something sitting in your stomach like, oh my God, you ate a sandwich before you lift weights. That's silly. Miss Texas Fit, thoughts on boosting metabolism? Is it with diet and strength training, or is that a myth that you can boost it? You can raise your resting metabolic rate. That's if you have more muscle mass. If you have more muscle mass, your body is going to utilize more calories at rest in order to maintain your structure. So that's based on your bone density and based on your muscle mass. That's why you should be lifting weights. So a lot of women, when they try to lose, I want to get leaner, what do? They just starve themselves. They eat less and eat less and eat less. I'm eating 1,500 calories a day. If you're a human being, 1,500 calories a day is nothing. It's nothing. And you have people that are eating 1,500 calories a day of nutrient void food. So they're not getting nutrients, they're getting less. So they're restricting garbage foods and they're barely eating anything. And they wonder why they're flat and their menstrual cycles all fucked up and they feel awful and this, that, and the other. So if you want to lean out and you want to have a good physique, you want to lift heavy fucking weights and you're able to eat more food. So lift heavy, build muscle, eat more food, be full and satisfied, but your body is using, and you're not eating extra, you're not eating excess, and you're not eating inflammatory foods that's causing you to retain water, et cetera, et cetera. So boosting your metabolism is kind of nonsense aside from building muscle, and your metabolic rate's going to improve. Boris Morad. Hello, Boris. Papa Soy, the best way for losing fat and do muscle? Build muscle. Do the elimination diet. I'm not going to go into this super vague question. You want to build muscle. Lift heavy weights, progressive overload. Do an elimination diet. Figure out what foods work best for you. Eat plenty of protein and healthy fats from animal sources. Get quality sleep, et cetera, et cetera. Coach 3R Field. Papa Solia, benefits of using a sauna after training. The same as using a sauna at any time, in my opinion, but sauna is fantastic. Not so much the infrared, but the standard steam sauna with the hot rocks and stuff like that. Sauna is great. And right after training is also great too. So I love it after training. It's a great way to pair it up. So I highly recommend if you have access to a sauna to do it, and do it after training, of course. Do it in general. And the more you do it, you want to really go as hot as you can. Take it for 20 to 30 minutes. Just get used to it and make sure you're not hydrating. You're drinking water in the sauna. The benefits are when you hydrate before or after a workout. You go right in there, and you're really getting a lot of the benefits by really focusing on. It's kind of like eating before a workout. You don't want to make sure your stomach isn't full of water, and when you're going into the sauna. So it's fantastic. It's fantastic. You get cardio mimicking benefits of doing this the sauna. If any of you ever used, I don't do the Apple Watch. I've done a Whoop strap in the past. I fucking hate these. I don't like these things, but I've used it. And the cool thing about that was when you see your heart rate, it tracks it during the day and your heart rate variability and stuff like that. When you're in the sauna, I see the number going and it would just plateau. So it's like you're doing steady state zone 2 cardio when you're in the sauna at like 190 to 210 for like 20, 30 minutes. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. And I've been getting back into cold plunging again. I've talked about it a lot. I didn't cold plunge for a while because my chiller was broken, got a new one. And I've really enjoyed keeping it at like 50 degrees. It fluctuates between like 48 and 53 or 55. I like it a little bit warmer, not as cold. I used to try to keep it at like 39, 40 degrees, which was a lot more taxing on the chiller because we keep it outside. So it's like always trying to max out because it's hot as hell down here and tons of condensation. So it leave like a puddle of water. Anyway, keeping it warmer has been really enjoyable for me. Just make sure if you're doing cold, you're not doing it right after you lift weights. So I'll do it maybe in the morning after I water the plants or before. It's really nice, refreshing. I'll lift later in the day or an off day. I might do the plunge, but I never do it after I work out. Try to separate as much as possible for my training and never do it right after. Lavier Allen, Papa Swolio. What is, and drop your questions in the comments. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. We're almost done with the questions. I'm here for you. You might have questions about anything. Drop in the chat. Like, seriously, it's free opportunity for you to ask questions. I'm not seeing any comments on YouTube for whatever reason. So you can head on over to rumble.com/the Daily Swole. I don't know if they're not popping up or not populating for whatever reason, but I ain't seeing it. I ain't seeing YouTube questions right now, if there are any. Larvier, Allen, Papa Soya, what time is a good time to start working out? Now? I don't know what that means. Time of day? How old you are? Lift weights. Lift weights. I don't give a fuck what time you do it. I prefer to lift weights. I've lifted weights 4:30 in the morning, and I've lifted weights at 8 o'clock at night. I hate lifting weights at night. I hate that shit. Getting up, it's fine. If I need it, if I had a schedule, and I don't. If I had a schedule where I had to work at 8 o'clock and I have had that before, had to work at 8, had a, whatever at 9 or at 8, whatever it is, yeah, I'll train at 4 or 5. Best time to do it. Or afternoon. If I had a break in the afternoon, I could do it. So I prefer now to do it like in the summer. It's really hot around midday. And right now, I'm lifting today, but right now after the show, 1, 2 o'clock, I'll probably wait till like 3, 4, maybe 5. It depends, but it gets a little bit cooler. So either afternoon for me or earlier in the day. So that's my preference. Bottom line, where are you consistent? When do you perform the best? What's best for your schedule? And if you bias your training towards when it's the most, I want to say convenient, but when you're the most likely to be successful, just do that because that's going to get you results. You're going to build muscle. If you train at 9 a.m., you'll build muscle. You train at 7 o'clock at night, you're going to build muscle if you do it properly. But also, you just might not sleep well. So in the evening, it's going to negatively impact your sleep. And you shouldn't be taking, if you pre-workout or caffeine, you shouldn't be doing that in the evening. It's going to fuck up your sleep in a big way. Miss Texas Fit, love cold plunges. My gym has one. I do that. Then the sauna right after. Cold plunges first. I mean, personally, if I was going to do the sauna, I'd do the sauna first and cold plunge after. You can do it either way. It doesn't really matter. You can go back and forth. I just wouldn't do it after you lift. Don't do cold after you lift. It's going to negatively impact the growth stimulus. So some people have said you want to wait 4 to 6 hours after you lift. I just wouldn't do it. If you're training at all during the day, sauna after, but don't do cold after you work out. If you're on an off day and you want to go and do cold, that's fine. Or you want to do cold plunge earlier in the day, I think that can still be a negative. But I did, 3 minutes at 50 something degrees. It's a cakewalk for me. It's enjoyable. It's refreshing because it's hot as shit. I'm out there watering the plants. My house is a jungle. It's a fucking jungle. Big butterfly. All these, our plants are all for butterflies. We have tons of butterflies everywhere. I'm a butterfly farmer, essentially. Well, lepidopterologist. I believe that's what it is. You say hobbyist, but we got vines and all over the fucking house. It looks like Hobbiton. So I'm outside. So it's great for me to, and it's hot down here in Florida. So it's great for me. I jump in the cold plunge for 3 minutes or so, come out, dry off, watering the plants in the sun. It's great. So and it's not like if you cold plunge, I'm not going to make any gains, but it can inhibit a little bit. So again, it comes down to what you prefer and what's optimal and what like maximizing it. So for having evidence that shows that it's going to negatively impact hypertrophy, I'm going to try to stay away from that as much as possible. So right after a workout, I wouldn't do it. You train at 5:30 in the morning and do the cold plunge around 6 p.m. It's probably fine. Personally, I just stay away from doing cold after. You might be better off doing the sauna. If you go back and do the sauna in the evening, doing the cold after might be something rather than first. I don't know. I mean, in just my experience and my opinion and science where we're at now, it's not helping you after hypertrophy training. So, but that's like the time frame. That's much better than doing it immediately after. So the longer you can separate your lifting and the cold, it also depends on how cold it is. And I like it I'm not doing it for inflammation. I'm not doing it for, brown fat. I'm doing it because it's hot outside and it feels great and it wakes me up a little bit. When I had it at like 39, 40 degrees, I can do it. I've done 3 and 5 minutes. It's fine. But then like afterwards, I'm just so much more cold and it takes me longer and I know there's benefits to that. It's not something that I like as part of my habit. I like it a little bit warmer. And that's why I do that. But the sauna is much more important for health, in my opinion. So if I had to pick one, I had to give up one, I would give up the cold plunge. I would keep the sauna if I had to only choose one, which is also good because my chiller is broken a few times and my sauna is just like boom, boom, no issues, none whatsoever. It's not great on the power bill though, because we keep it inside. Looking back on, I probably would have gotten an outdoor sauna because it would get hotter probably, and it wouldn't heat up it doesn't heat up the inside of the house like crazy. But it's also convenient because I can go in there. Might get a different one in the future, but I like it. Enjoy it. It's a choice I made. No regrets. Because we've also done a lot of work on the yard. So when I did buy it, I wouldn't have, and we didn't know how long we would be here. So I didn't want to put anything outside. But now as we like continue to do stuff and improve it, now it'd be like, oh, that's cool. So I can always maybe swap that. Yeah, Florida in the summer, that's a tough part about Florida. It's because I want to do the sauna, but I'm outside and it's hot as fucking shit. And then the last thing I want to do is come inside and cook in the sauna, even though it's not the same. It's already hot outside. So combining it right after a workout, I'm already sweating and I'm done. I go in the sauna, which is good. Because I don't need to I feel like sweating. I step outside for 5 minutes and in the sun, I'm sweating. Yeah, cold shower after a workout, I don't think that's going to inhibit your hypertrophy in the same manner. As long as it's a cool shower, it's not the same type as full body submersion. Yeah. But I do have good experience with doing a cold plunge. I used to do cold plunge right before I worked out. So what I would do is I would jump in the cold plunge. I used to have it a lot colder. And then I would go in the backyard and start swinging a club to warm up and do some dead hangs and then get ready to work out. I personally think that's a little bit close even if you do it before, because you're still going to have that residual, I still think that could be detrimental potentially. So now I just separate it more, and then I feel like problem solved. So rather than, oh, inflammation, like I said, I'm doing it for mental. I feel good when I do the cold plunge. I'm always in a great mood afterwards. Oh, it feels great. I think it's worth it. It's worth the trade-off of what? A milliounce of muscle. Like what's the stimulus that's really getting inhibited? How much? I think it's really more for, hey, you're training hard and you're doing an ice bath for 10 minutes and you're fucking free. Yeah, you're just like stunting yourself. So if you're going to that extreme, but if you're just, later on the day in the evening, you train at 5:30 and later on the day you do a cold plunge, yeah, maybe it might inhibit a little bit. Or the next day you do a cold plunge in the morning. It's like, just be mindful. And if you like it, do it. If you don't like it, it's got to be something that you enjoy. So for me, doing the cold plunge in the manner in which I've been doing it has been enough of an improvement and enough of like a benefit and a positive that the trade-offs are worth it. And there's really no negative. Like, I mean, I don't think like, oh, I'm not cold plunging. I would be 10 times as big. Yeah, that's great. NP on the YouTubes. I have the flavorless electrolytes. I can no longer tell by the taste if I need more electrodes or not. The color of my piss is the color of my piss the only way to tell? Well, the color of your piss isn't going to be determinant of whether or not you have too much electrolytes. That's your uric acid, if I'm not mistaken. So that just means your overall level of like how much water your body. You don't need to be pissing clear. If you're pissing clear, you're drinking too much water. All right, just keep that in mind. You're drinking too much water if you're pissing clear. My experience, it should be like a light urine color, and you don't need to drink as much volume of water if you're getting in electrolytes. So what I do with my electrolytes, if the water tastes, because when you're sweating and you're working out and you have electrolytes in there, fam, when you're training and you have your bottle, your whatever it is, and you have electrolytes and I'm training and you're sweating, you guys know when you drink, you like suck it down. It just feels like it's absorbing, right? You're just pounding it. That's usually a good sign that you need some electrolytes. Your body is craving it. But if you're sitting around at rest, you haven't trained all day, and you have electrolytes in there and you drink it, you're like, oh, it's super salty. That's a good sign. That's what I'd go. If it tastes salty to me and it's like, oh, that's a little salty, you probably don't need any. So if I'm like pounding, I need some electrolytes, that's a good sign. Listen to your body when it comes to that. So that's what I prefer. I gauge on that. And if you drink electrolytes, you're going to know you don't need to be drinking 2 gallons of water a day. That's fucking insane. You might not even need a gallon of water. Depends on how much you're sweating. But again, it's not the water. It's the content. Hydration is not how much water. It's, do you have the elements that will hydrate the body, which is sodium, potassium, magnesium, water, such. Let's see. Mark, how much salt should I be adding to my water when I'm lifting? I mean, again, electrolytes. Sodium's just one of the things. So you can put some Celtic sea salt. I usually do electrolytes. Glutamine can be beneficial for electrolyte absorption. As far as I'm aware, I've been liking it, and I'll put a little extra Celtic sea salt. So if you feel like you're really craving the salt, like, have it. You shouldn't be holding back on like Celtic sea salt and stuff. But for me, if I'm lifting and I put 2 scoops of electrolytes in, like, double what I would normally have, it might taste a little bit salty and be a little bit too much, because you don't want to have 50% salt, and you want to have like a lower solute concentration so you can absorb it so it's not heavy in your stomach. And then you won't have to shit yourself. If you have too much salt, you might, poop yourself out. So just add a little. And if you're craving it, drink it. But then if it starts tasting salty, again, that's a good sign that your body doesn't need it. It's like, oh. Aaron says, does that mean it's still all right to drink electrolytes after the morning lift or first thing after waking? Oh, I drink first thing. First, I mean, a lot of times I'll hydrate. I just have like my protein shake. I have my like 40 grams of protein. I'll put in a scoop of electrolytes, 5 grams of creatine, and then glutamine. And I shake it up and I drink it. I just combine my hydration because you're getting water from that too. It doesn't have to be just like pure water. You can have liquid. So I do that. And if I was working out after that, I wouldn't necessarily do the same thing if I was training fasted, but I have electrolytes mixed in and after, depending on how much I'm sweating and what body parts I'm doing. Like, oh yeah. got a dude mowing the lawn, so if it gets a little bit loud, that's why. Apologies. Unstoppable 365. Good questions. We're going to keep on running this train. Papa Swole, your thoughts on liquid IV for an electrolyte? I don't use liquid IV. I mean, I think in terms of like what they have in there, there's like sugar, right? There's added sugar and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't use liquid IV. I mean, a little bit of sugar isn't a bad thing, depending. I'm not a fan of artificial flavorings or added stuff like that, but we do keep coconut water in the fridge. So sometimes after, if I want some, I just want the flavor of coconut water. So I'll just going to shake it up down the hatch a little bit. So I like, in terms of electrolyte, I've used Element. I use Redmond Hydration now. So it's Redmond salt. It's a better profile of magnesium. And I always add extra magnesium glycinate. Most of these electrolyte, they don't have enough magnesium in it. That's what I found. CR Wheaties, Papa Swole, I've been lifting fasted because it's early in the morning. Research shows the benefits of caffeine before training, especially fasted. But I also keep hearing about delaying caffeine to avoid VA. What you're probably referring to, yeah, training first thing and then having caffeine. I would recommend waiting to drink your coffee. So caffeine is great before training, but I would figure out and see what works best for you. If you feel like you're getting quality sleep and you're drinking it first thing, you just might have an afternoon crash. That's one of the problems. So just to clarify, and again, the guy has the mower out there. When you are, so what happens when you wake up, you have adenosine, right? That needs to get reabsorbed. So if you wake up and have caffeine, just to explain it in a general term, the caffeine molecules take up the binding site from where the adenosine adds, it's called sleep pressure. So as you get more tired, adenosine builds up and you get more tired and fatigued and you go to sleep. So when you first wake up, there's a lot of adenosine around your brain, just a general concept. So what you want to do is you want your body to naturally reabsorb the adenosine, get it out of there. That way it's not hanging around waiting to bind and then make you feel fatigued or need an afternoon nap. So if you wake up right away, you have that adenosine all around your brain, and then you drink caffeine, caffeine will take the binding site, giving you that stimulation, but the adenosine will remain. And then once the caffeine wears off, that adenosine rebinds, and then all of a sudden you start fatiguing. So what you want to do is wake up 90 minutes, 2 hours, allow the adenosine to get naturally absorbed, and then you have your caffeine, you have that boost, but then once the caffeine wears off, that adenosine is already removed and reabsorbed, and then you don't have the same type of afternoon crash. So that's kind of up to you, but if you wake up and then just drink caffeine, just keep in mind that might be the case. You might have that mid-morning kind of crash or afternoon crash, and maybe you do, maybe you don't, but it's something to keep in mind and to test. Again, you're going to have to test that out. And honestly, if you wake up, I'll be honest, if you wake up and start training, you get to the point you don't need that caffeine. Or what you do is you wake up and you go and you warm up and you start your workout, and then maybe you sip on a little bit of coffee halfway through and it kind of carries you off and you're in a better position. Honestly, if you wake up and start training, that's going to be like your boost. That's going to be like your caffeine boost. And then what's going to happen is you're going to be drinking that caffeine almost like kind of post-workout. And it'll give you like another boost. Just saying. I think you just have to kind of play around with it. I think it's a good move to learn how to train without caffeine. See, honestly, I'm drinking my coffee now. It's 12:30. This is the last little bit I have. So I stopped drinking caffeine, around this time. And I'm going to lift later. So it's not like I have caffeine. I'm bumping. I'm fucking amped up. I'm not drinking caffeine before my workout. I might lift at 3 o'clock. So it's not like I'm still hopped up on coffee. So I don't really lift. I don't use coffee as a boost. I just want to try. I just want to fucking train hard. If you're getting quality sleep, you don't need coffee. Fact, you don't need coffee, but it can be beneficial. Use it as a tool. Just be aware of how to use it. So if you're using caffeine as a crutch and you're using coffee as a crutch because like you have to have coffee, otherwise you can't function. That's because you're not eating right, you're not sleeping right, you don't have other good habits, blue light, all those different things. So if you get your sleep in order and then you know how to use coffee and caffeine as a tool, you just perform better because you can use it strategically. It's like having I have a lot of gym equipment. I have a lot of free weights. I have a lot of machines, but you need to use them properly. You need to strategize how I just can't use everything and do random stuff. I want to make certain progress, so I have to use certain tools in certain ways. Same way a mechanic, or if you need duct tape, you don't go and grab a wrench. So you have to use the stuff for what it's for the task at hand, for the right task. Sheena says, maybe since I've been getting better sleep, I won't feel like I'm in a daze while trying to lift in the morning. I should try that again. Normally, I do my best lifting at like 4. And remember, if you're normally lifting in the afternoon and then all of a sudden you start working out first thing, it's going to feel a little groggy. You're going to feel you're building a new habit. Your body doesn't really know how to react. So you have to give it some time. You have to be consistent. So if you're not used to working out first thing in the morning, I've done it. When I first started working out fasted first thing in the morning, I would lift and I'd kind of get like dizzy and lightheaded. But guess what? I got used to it after a few days or a week or so. You just get used to it. And then you don't have that anymore. So once your body adapts to that or understands how to execute in that fashion, then you don't have that problem anymore. Lawson Dawson, Papa Swole, have been eating beef and raw liver every day for a few years now, and worried about potential parasites. Should I do a cleanse? Why are you been eating beef and raw liver? Eating like raw beef or just raw liver? Are you getting grass-fed and grass-finished liver, raw liver? How are you storing it? How are you? I've been eating raw liver for 15 years. I have not even considered worrying about parasites. Do you have problems? You can worry about a lot of things, doesn't mean that it's rational. There's a lot of fear mongering where it comes to, you eat eggs, there's gonna be salmonella. I cannot tell you how many fucking eggs I've eaten. I've eaten so many raw eggs. I've eaten raw eggs from the supermarket, maybe organic or Publix brown eggs. I crack them raw. I didn't even wash them, just fucking crack them in my mouth. I've eaten so many raw eggs. I've never had, I'm not saying you can't, but it's far overblown if you're getting quality sources. So I've been eating raw liver for 15 fucking years, and raw eggs from longer. I was eating raw eggs in 2001, like pounding them to bulk, pounding raw eggs. I've never had a problem. And that's just my experience. I've never had a fucking problem. I would go out to the chicken coop and just fucking, take the eggs, you wash off the poop or whatever, crack them down the hatch, and they'd still be warm from being laid. God, that's the best. That's fucking great. I want chickens so I can eat their unborn babies.
Emotional, damn it.
Chicken periods. All right, anyway, you can follow up on that. I'm not worried about it. Lawson says, grass-fed cooked beef, I keep liver frozen, and no, I've always felt great. Good for you. Yeah, I keep them frozen. So what I do is I take it out, thaw, and I chop up the liver into like squares, and I put them in these little glass 3-ounce or 6-ounce, whatever, mason jars, those little tiny cups, freeze them, and I take them out. When I'm ready for them, they thaw and go down the hatch, chew, swallow, wash. Done. Okay. Hugo TKO, pop it. Last question. What's your on-the-go dish? Steak. Again, anyone who's like, what do you do when you're on the run? You bring steak with you. You cook steak, you cut it up in advance, and then you eat it when you're not at home. So again, stop looking for these, I need easy on-the-go snacks. How fucking easy do you, like, steak that's chopped up? That's as easy as possible. I mean, make food and bring it with you. People just don't understand the concept of bring food with you, prepare it in advance, and carry it or put it in a cooler and bring it to your location. And then you can eat the food that you would have at home when you're not at home. Mind blowing? I know. Or don't eat. You're not going to die, and just eat later. It's okay to not stuff your fucking face all the time. Most people should be eating a lot fucking less. Let's be honest. All right, let's get into some balls deep stuff.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That's deep.
Come on, fam. Hit the thumbs up button. Don't be a slut. Won't be a swole slut, but hit the thumbs up button.
Hadouken! Hadouken! Hadouken!
Hit the thumbs up button. I know you want to, fam. If you're on Rumble, make sure you exit. Hit the exit little X on the chat, and then come back in and hit the thumbs up button. You're embarrassing me by not hitting the thumbs up button, and it's so fucking easy. Why do we always have 5 times the amount of people? You're like, no, I'm not gonna hit the thumbs up. You're an hour deep into this insanity. Just hit the thumbs up button. It's okay to like the show. It really is. It's really okay to like the show. I don't know why people feel like, no, I don't want anyone to know I like it. Then you're not going to get notified, and you're watching this the entire time. Whenever I watch a show and it's like, yeah, I'm going to fucking hit the thumbs up button because it's the thing to do. It's just the thing to do. It must be done. Do it. Do it. Do it. The Tainty Man, by the way. Oh, Mr. Mustard, Mr. Tainty Boy, and the church. Hello, Churchy. She's a cutie pie. All right. Thank you, Tainty Man. Thank you, Tainty Boy. Aww. Yeah, Sheena. Ooh. It's okay, Bubba. Yeah, Sheena says, not liking shows that you watch is a dick move. It is. Look, I mean, you're watching. Look, I appreciate it. I mean, here's the thing. I'd rather you watch for an hour and a half and not hit the like button than not watch at all. But I mean, it's okay to like things. The same people that don't hit the like button are the ones like, I never get notified. I wonder fucking why. I wonder why. You know, the app wants you to stay on the app. So if it knows what you like, it might show you more. So engage. Trust me, you'll get the notifications. All right. Balls deep. Fam, pick a number 1, 2. Oh. What the fuck? Hold on a second. All right. Pick a number 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3. Church did get a bath. She got wiped down. Because yesterday, if you were watching yesterday's show, she had a little bit of she was a stinky pinky yesterday. She was stinky. She rolled in something. I sensed it because I usually like to nibble on her jumblies. I like to get in there and, really get in there. And I just got this like hint, a little poop hint. She was a little bit nasty. Let me zoom in. Yeah. She was a little bit stinky, but she got cleaned, and I tried her little jumbly again, and it's right here. Jumblies are down here, the jowls. It was much better. It was much better. It was a little bit salty, but it was good. It had more flavor, so that was a positive. And Rufus is a good boy, as usual. Okay, let's see. Isaiah, is that Isaiah with the big old emoji number 2? All right, I gotta look at that. That's style. He knows. He wanted to be seen, so he put the big old whatever that 2 is supposed to represent. This is called. Oh man, this is not something that I want to see. I'm gonna play it. Isaiah, go to the corner, please.
What's in the box?
Tidy up and sweep around because you're gonna have 2 visitors in a moment. I'm gonna pause this in a second because it's brutal. This is jump scare. Sorry, everyone.
Now, I don't know what...
Jesus Christ.
God damn it, I don't know what it is about your face.
It's Rosie
but I
O'Donnell.
want to deliver one of these, right?
It's Rosie O'Donnell.
Is there anything I can do to work on that?
It's Rosie.
Not really, it's your face.
I know, it's bad.
Are there any women here today?
All right, this is bad news. I guess she's going to... Jesus Christ. I'm gonna lay it all out here. This woman looks absolutely, not only does she have probably the worst case of Trump derangement syndrome, she is absolutely the definition. If you look up beat in the dictionary, you see Rosie O'Donnell's face. Look at her mouth. It's all just like crinkled and, yeah, I know she's old, dried up, but oh my God. Beetlejuice. 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 For fuck's sake, she's ugly. She's fucking ugly. Just beat to shit. It looks like someone literally took the ugly stick and just, hate crimed on her. Yeah, she doesn't look well. She's not well mentally. And this is why it's important to eat steak, to lift weights, to take care of yourself, and not be mentally insane. It behooves you not be insane. Because look, if you looked like that, but you were, a decent person, it wouldn't be as offensive. But because she's a piece of shit, we can, push her down the stairs. Digitally speaking, of course. Okay, so I guess she's going to talk about Trump's ear. Oh, what? Do you have a ketchup packet? You have a ketchup packet? I don't think Corey Competore took a ketchup packet to the fucking head. That's the firefighter, the gentleman that lost his life tragically on July 13th. Oh, by the way, have we figured out why this CIA quote unquote asset? Have we figured out who is behind this? This psyop? Thomas Crooks, his whole house was scrubbed. This guy is like being visited by FBI agents. Just random 20-year-old kid. Easily walked up on a roof. No one did anything about it. Didn't pull. Just complete incompetence. Such a planned fucking hit. I fucking hate these people. You do not hate these people enough. Anyway, let's play this video. I'm going to rant. Let's go.
Now, I don't know what happened that day, but I don't think it was a bullet that hit him. I'm really hanky
Hold on
about...
a second. God, you are so fucking retarded. God,
Now,
you're a dumb bitch.
I don't know what happened that day, but I don't think it was a bullet that hit him.
Ooh.
I don't.
Oh,
I think it was maybe a fragment of something but I don't know.
A fragment of something? It was a fragment? A fragment of what? Of a bullet? You mean a bullet? The casing?
Without a scar to be seen, yet blood all over it.
Anyone ever get cut in a cartilaginous place like the ear? Okay, it's very similar to, or like you ever have rib cartilage crack? You ever your rib joints, you know how long it takes for that to heal? Ligaments especially, long time to heal. Dense connective tissue doesn't have a lot of blood supply. The ears don't have a lot of blood supply. This is why when you're outside, and you're in the cold, your ears kind of go numb. You don't feel it. It's not like your hands or your fingers, tons of nerve endings. You get hit in the fucking ear, you will bleed. But you stop the bleeding. You have like the gel or the super glue, whatever it is. It'll heal. People heal, Rosie. People heal, but the ear bleeds a lot. And this always comes from people who have never been subjected or been around any kind of violence or jujitsu or shit where people get punched in the fucking ear and they have blood. It bleeds a lot. You cut your finger, your body will heal pretty quick, but if you cut it deep enough, blood everywhere. Anyway, I can't. She's so fucking stupid.
Look at the photos of him right after with his fist pumping. A normal reaction, right?
Yeah, not for a fucking soy boy beta cuck, but for someone who's actually able to stand up and believes in what he's doing. You don't think Trump knows that he's a target? They tried to put him in prison for years. They've been trying to run him through the courts. They just impeached him again. And they tried to kill him because they can't stop him. Or they couldn't stop him, so they tried to stop him permanently. And they fucking missed. They fucked up, and now they're trying to cover their ass. So, a real normal reaction. If you're a huge pussy like yourself, or any of the soy boy beta cucks in the Democratic cultist party, yeah, it's not a normal reaction. This is why I was so inspiring. So, cope and seethe, Rosie. Add another wrinkle to your fucking, clit-licking mouth. I'm in rare form today. This coffee's great.
To almost being assassinated. There's something really hinky about the whole thing. And I don't know what it is, but I am saying this. For people who go on conspiracy theories for...
All right, she said hinky? I'll tell you something.
But I am saying this. For people who go on... There's something really hinky about...
Hinky? Huh? Where is that? Hold on. Hinky?
You switch the samples.
Remember from The Fugitive? He's like, I don't know, hinky. And Tommy Lee Jones is like, what's hinky? What does that mean? I don't know. Strange. Weird. He's like, don't use words around me that have no meaning. Remember that from Tommy Lee Jones from The Fugitive? Don't use words around me that have no meaning. Yeah. Yeah, stop using stupid shit. Hanky? Oh my God. As if your fucking gray and white hair didn't tell me you're old as shit. Using words that don't even exist.
Whole thing. And I don't know what it is, but I am saying this. For people who go on conspiracy theories for endless cycles, you know.
You mean you? He didn't get hit with a bullet. The guy behind him that got shot through the fucking face. I'm not sure exactly where he got shot, but dead. Oh, there was no bullet. He got hit by a fragment. Even if, you ready? Even if he got hit with a fragment, he got shot at. It was an assassination attempt. Even if it missed completely, bounced off a fucking pole, and then a fragment hit him in the fucking ear, it's still an assassination attempt. Even though that didn't happen. Yeah, everyone's a conspiracy theorist because he got shot on fucking live TV. Why aren't you asking why all these news outlets were covering the rally when they never covers fucking rallies? But they were told to show up for this one. Hey, make sure you get this on live TV so everyone can watch his head get blown off. God, we're so fucking fortunate. Hand of God came down and turned his fucking head. Unreal. All right, let's continue listening to this absolute crackpot lunatic. Eat a steak, Rosie. Your face just pisses me off. It disgusts me. I loathe your face. I loathe it.
Theories for endless cycles, you know. Deep.
Russia? Oh, Putin's in the election. I can't stop. I have to stop this video over and over again. Oh, is Putin the big bad Russian man? Oh my God, he's meddling in the elections like Wizard of Oz. That conspiracy theorist?
Dives. How come this is endless cycles, you know? Deep dives. How come this isn't getting a deep dive?
I agree. How come we don't know why the shooter had easy access a stone's throw away from the president? Yeah, how come I agree. Why don't we have a deep dive? Oh, the FBI is on it. They're going to investigate. Yeah, investigate yourself. Perfect. We're never going to get answers. We get these government organizations to investigate themselves. That's why they fucking cremated his body. They washed the roof. They took down didn't they take down the fucking building? This should have been an absolute, the blood should still be on the fucking roof. The blood should still be on the fucking roof, and people should be up there reenacting it with lasers, with paintballs, whatever the fuck it is, to get the audio signatures to really test it. Are you curious as to why they would just dismantle and break down the entire crime scene immediately? Yeah, they did. I think they took down the whole fucking building. And Sheena says, yeah, same with the Las Vegas shooter. You don't hear about the fucking helicopters. You guys know about that? The 3 helicopters that were flying around, shooting at everyone. All the eyewitnesses that were saying there were helicopters. We heard helicopters. You don't hear about that. It just got completely, you don't see any gunfire from the hotel window. Have you seen these fucking videos? Have you seen these videos? Have you gone deep dive? That's not conspiracy theorists. That's just actually taking evidence and looking at it. You see the flashes flying around in the sky. You see no flashes. And if you know anything about gunfire, you see the flashes when the muzzle. Watch all the videos, all the cell phone footage. You don't see any flashes coming from the hotel. That guy was hung out to fucking dry. Makes no sense. You hear the rate of fire? Yeah, it was a bump stock. We should ban the bump stocks. That's why it was. Coming from people who have, it's always easy to sway the masses. It's always easy to lie to dumb fucking people. People just used to be a lot dumber and ignorant because we didn't have as mature of an internet. What you need to understand is that the people that are ignorant, that are spouting this nonsense, have never fired a fucking gun. If you fire a gun, you understand how hard it is, one, to fire it quickly, and even more so, to fire it accurately. This takes thousands of hours of training. Not just, I went to the range. I went to the range a few times. These are all my opinions, of course. Do your own research.
How come people are just like, look, his ear is normal now? Yeah. Wait, he's not an octopus. He doesn't regrow his limbs. Oh,
my God. Oh, my God. Rosie O'Donnell said that Donald Trump is not an octopus. Not an octopus. Did you guys know that? Did you guys know that Donald Trump is not an octopus? I should have done this video last. I didn't know. I'm so fucking pissed off with this shit. I can't stop swearing. This is why I don't get reach on YouTube. Fuck YouTube. I don't care. Ban the channel. I don't care. We're on Rumble. I don't care. I'll put these episodes out on my website. I don't care. He's not an octopus. Does she know that the body can heal itself? Does she know how quickly blood congeals? We've done this. I've done this in anatomy class. Have you ever done that with the little, it's not a blood pipette. You guys know that? Like the capillary tube. You guys know that? You ever did in the science lab? It's a little tiny glass tube that you can snap, right? So we did this. I've done that. I did this in school. All right. One of the things I'm glad I did this in school. I'm glad I stabbed myself. So you poke your finger and you put it in the capillary tube. I forget if that's what it's called, but that's what I'm calling it. And you wait. And you wait like 30 seconds and break it. Nothing. 45 seconds. Break it again with the blood in the tube. Nothing. And then like a 40 second or a minute, something around there, you break it and the blood is it's like stringy. Because even the blood, even when it's out of your body, it congeals and it will, like the platelets and everything will start to seal even when it's not in the body after like a short period of time. Let's just say a minute. God damn it. She's so fucking dumb.
Normal now. Yeah. But he's not an octopus. He doesn't regrow his limbs, his ears, his nose, or whatever.
Oh my God. You mean he couldn't have gotten stitches or gotten it sewn up or gotten it repaired because he's a fucking billionaire? God fucking.
He doesn't regrow his limbs, his ears, his nose, or whatever. You don't regrow. We're humans. You don't regrow your arms or your ears.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational
There's
thought.
never been a better use of the soundboard.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Sassy, can we stop looking at her, please? Yes. Can we, there we go. Hey. You're welcome.
Sell crazy someplace else. We're all stocked up here.
Jesus fucking Christ. Wow. All right, are we done? Nah, we get the round table tomorrow. Let's go a little extra deep. By the way, fam, just make sure that you are signing up to join the fam today. Where we got here? Over to round table Thursday, August 29th. That's tomorrow. Just want to make sure the dates and everything are the same. Tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Roundtable 75 for members. Join us over there, swolenormousx.com. That's right, Falcon. You can be there too. And so can you. Join us, swolenormousx.com. Join the fam today. Okay. Now let's get into another video. It's not going to get better. I mean, well, I don't think it can get worse. Loretta says they won't be happy unless the whole ear was missing. So dumb. No, they won't be happy unless his brains were splattered across the stage. These are the same people that wished he got shot. Can you be fucking crazy? I think Joe Biden is a piece of human garbage, but I don't want to see his head blown off on stage. That's an incredibly bad thing for the country. I don't like Kamala Harris. I would rather Hillary Clinton give me head than to listen to her talk. But I don't want to see her head blown off on stage. That's not good for anyone. She can cackle on that cock.
Shampoo my crotch.
Yeah, Tanty, man. Tanty boy.
Hi, puppy.
Oh, Mr. Mustard. Where's my Dijon doggy? Good boy. That's a weird position, dude. Ha, that does not look comfortable. All right. That one's last, just because of the title. Yeah, that one's last because it's longer. So who said 2? Who said 2? Well, the new 2. The new 2. All right, this is called Not Wanting to Date a Trans Person. Oh, am I not gay? Oh, I should date a trans person because that, if you say you're a woman, then I'll put that dick in my mouth. Okay. All right, please, you're still here. Hit the like button. If you're still here, hit the like button. Fucking hit the like button.
Alright, I'm ready for all the hate comments, but if you're a cisgender person and you don't want to date a trans person just because of the fact that they're trans, you're transphobic, my friend.
No, I don't want to suck a dick. If you are a man and you're pretending to be a woman, you have a penis, or they shoved it inside your body, so now you have a fucking sex wound that's hairy on the inside. No, I don't want to eat your hairy inner puss, your hairy faux puss. I don't want your faux puss. I don't want that hairy faux puss. Jesus fucking Christ.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
Mark says no beyond meat. Right. A hairy sex wound. That's what it is. That's what it is. Are we still live on YouTube? How is this? The only reason why this show is still on YouTube is because it doesn't get enough reach to actually offend anyone and for them to notice. So I figured it's like watch with the sound on low. When we get to balls deep, just cut it off. This is not family friendly, and it won't be ever. Yeah, so it was we didn't stream on YouTube for a while just because, like, hey, we'll just put it over here. No, now it's like, okay, so what am I going to do? Just leave the channel, not stream? It's like, if they block it, then block it. But go to Rumble. If you don't see it on YouTube, it's because it's always on Rumble and it's available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts for now. But if anything, I have a private RSS feed and you can download it. I don't care. The show is going to continue and it'll be what it's going to be, where it's going to be, where it's allowed. But Rumble, the GOAT. Chest feeding is the last one. Chest feeding. Imagine what that is. More mental disease. It's unfortunate. Someone is commenting, I'm sorry, it can be very offensive to others who do see it as breastfeeding. Because if they say they are breastfeeding, they are attacked. Okay. It's breastfeeding. Only women can do it. If you're a male that's lactating, you're literally just injecting yourself with all sorts of weird fucking hormones so you can lactate.
This is what we're not going to do. The cis people have been getting what they want for forever. If you want to call chest feeding breastfeeding, I don't give two shits. But on my...
That's what it is. You know, it's men. This is my breast. Like, you call it chest, but it's like pectoral region. It's like
breastfeeding, I don't give two shits. But on my platform, where I want to make people from the alphabet mafia more comfortable, because
you don't have a platform. You're on TikTok or you're on Instagram. You don't have a platform. Are you a tech bro? Are you a tech entrepreneur? Good for you. Good for you. What's your app called?
Want to make people from the alphabet mafia more comfortable, because I am a part of the LGBTQ plus community. I'm going to continue to say chest feeding. We live in a society where the word breast has been over sexualized by the men, by the cis men. So for a lot of us, chest feeding just feels less sexualized. But again, there are those who are non-binary and
not a thing, by the way. Anytime you use stupid things like cis, there's no such thing as cis. That's just a way to try to like slur and pretend like there's something different. Cis and trans, it's just like the opposite. Okay. So that's why it's called trans fats. and I forget the exact molecular structure, but it's because the hydrogen's on the other side. So it's like polarized. It's called a trans molecule when they're like opposing. It's been a while since I did organic chemistry, but cis is on the same side and trans is opposing. That's why trans fats is because of the location of the hydrogens or some shit. And it metabolizes differently, or it's more stable at room temperatures, and it's disgusting and it's gross and you don't want them and the body rejects it because it's poison. So that's where that comes from. It's Latin and all that fucking stupid shit. So whatever. Okay.
Those who go by other pronouns who feel more comfortable with the word chest feeding. I don't give two shits. I don't give two shits. Not one fucking shit. None. I don't give no fucks, no shits.
No
about
fucks?
Cis women being offended by chest feeding.
There's no such thing as a cis woman. There's just a woman. There's women. And hey, some women like to scissor. All right, go for it. I'll watch. But there's no such thing as, it's not that. It's just, no, you're a woman. You're a woman.
I'm not fucking doing it. I'm not fucking doing it. I'm not fucking doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't.
Yeah, you're not. What you mean, therapy? You should do therapy. Like, you should and stop using TikTok as therapy. Listen, the reason why these lunatics push cis is because it's trying to validate trans. If there is cis, then there could be trans. So you have to reject all of that shit. All right, you have to reject all this newspeak. You have to get rid of it. It's just they're trying to normalize cis as if that's a fucking thing because they want to enforce the fact that I'm a trans woman and a trans woman is a woman. No. You're a man. You wish you were a woman, and that's it. I'm not calling you trans. I'm calling you a man that wishes that they were a woman for whatever reason. Obviously, not for mentally stable reasons. Obviously, for attention, and it's a grift. It's a grift, and it's unfortunate that when, especially females that are more susceptible to this than anyone, are just more agreeable. Women are more agreeable. Again, I'm going to go back to, for example, Mean Girls. You know, that idea. In high school, women have it a lot worse because there's a lot of cliques, there's a lot of cattiness. Women use psychological warfare from a young age. And if you're in the out group, it's very uncomfortable. So what do girls try to do? They either create a new group or they try to, you know, find some other way to get love and acceptance from teachers and from society. And trans is one of those things. That's why it's called a mind virus, because girls are much more accepting. Females are, and are agreeable and similar, but agreeable. And they will go along with things in order to be accepted, including this kind of insanity. Because then they start saying, I'm a boy, or these are my pronouns, or I'm non-binary. And everyone's like, oh, you're so brave. Yes, queen. Yes, queen. And then you get all this love on TikTok on this Chinese communist garbage app. And then your parents are like, no, you're a girl, we're going to church. And the girl's like, oh my God, you just don't understand. Everyone's like, yeah, your parents don't understand. You have to separate. You have Jeffrey Marsh up there. Like, yes, there's tyrannical tucking. You can stick your balls in your asshole. Isn't it awesome?
There's tiny tuck, typical
and they get
tuck,
acceptance on these
total
apps,
tuck,
and they get followers
and the tyrannical tuck.
Comments about how brave you are. And no. You're mentally deranged. You're eating garbage food. You're subjected to this psychological warfare on these social media apps. And this is why you should homeschool your kids and get them out of these places. You see any signs of this from your kids, you need to move to the middle of fucking nowhere in Montana. Otherwise, you're going to lose your child. You're going to lose your child. Period. And the reason why most men don't buy into this stuff is because most men have a pair of balls and testosterone, and in general, you're just less agreeable. I am very, I'm not agreeable at all. But women are. This is why 70% of women feel like abortion is like the most important issue. They're just out to lunch. They've been brainwashed by feminism, and they're getting brainwashed by social media, and they're just more susceptible to it. And men and women are very, 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 very different. They're very compatible with one another, but they're very, very different. And the problem is women are much more, and girls especially, are much more susceptible to this type of warfare. They're just susceptible, and they've fallen. Women have fallen, and we're allowing them to fall. And any man that goes along with it is not a man. Any man that's agreeing like, oh, this is, I'm going to, affirm your gender. That's abuse. Affirming someone's mental illness is not helping the situation. It's like affirming the homeless, affirming people doing drugs on the side of the street. I'm not affirming someone's problems. I'm not affirming any of that shit. We need to make asylums great again. We need to get these people mental help. We need to get teams of doctors in fucking lab coats in padded rooms, rooms with padded walls, and make sure that these people are removed from society and taken care of. And look, there's some people that I want to be a woman or I want to be a lesbian, gay. Like, okay, but you're doing it on your own terms. You're not trying to foist this on people. And you have these same lunatics that are trying to justify burning the American flag. But if you put a pedo mural in the middle of the street and someone gets a tire mark on it, then they're arrested or they go to prison for, their own tax dollars. Technically, it's their property. Anyway, I know I just threw a lot of shit out there, but it's all connected and it's all fucking evil. It's just the evil and the degradation of our society. And this is because people have lost God. This is people have lost religion. They've lost that moral compass. And for whatever you like, whether it's Catholic, Christian, I'm not saying I didn't grow up that way. I've been exposed to it. Certain schools I've gone to in private schools had like chapel we had to go to. And so I've been exposed to it. And what I've realized over the years, it's not whether or not you believe there's an old man in the sky and every word from the Bible, but you have a moral compass. The 10 Commandments are great. You have all these, literally the Bible is just moral story and learning things. And it's just the trials and tribulations of being a human and how to react to these moral conundrums. And that's what we don't have. When you don't have a moral compass, the only thing that is true is power. And that's why all these libtards are just on their knees bowing to the state, because you've lost God. So now the government is their God. The government is their daddy. And anything against that you say against the state and the authoritarian state, oh, you're an other. That's why it's a cult, because they don't have any reasons. It doesn't have any logic. It's circular. It flips on itself. The goalposts constantly move. And that's the problem. If you say you're non-binary, like, again, you have a mental disorder. It's not a thing. I'm neither. Cool story. You want to wear pants? I don't give a shit. It doesn't make you none. Don't call me a boy or a girl. Okay, I'll call you retarded. I'll call you mentally insane. It's not a thing. We have to stop affirming this stuff because we have a society that was built on acceptance. Oh, accepting everyone. Accept everyone. That's what happens. If you accept everything, all you're doing is you're accepting evil. You're accepting this insanity. Stop being so accepting. Push back and call it retarded. Call it what it is. And if it hurts their feelings, good. Make shaming great again. Shaming gives guardrails for society. It allows society to gauge what we want and what's acceptable. Stop accepting everything. And this is why you need strong men, because women aren't going to do it. Women are more agreeable. You need strong men with strong women in order to push back on the evil. So anyway, good rant. But if that hurts your feelings, I hope it did. And if it didn't, sweet. Hit the like button, subscribe. All right. I'm done. I just blew my load. That was it. Let's do a throwback. Let's do this tar.
Abby, you're making videos still? I remember you.
Always fine.
My name's Abby. I make videos about being a man. If you're wondering why I'm doing this voice, it's because of this video we're about to see. And you're gonna realize that this is exactly what she sounds like.
Always fine. I always find it a little bit amusing when people act like having a dislike or hatred of fat people is somehow a niche
Look at younger
opinion.
Swolio.
You ugly fat bitch.
Sounds like a dust buster that doesn't have enough charge. The battery's dying.
Like, there was a Reddit post the other day that was like, what's your unpopular opinion that you would never say?
Go to the fucking gym.
And like the number one thing was somebody being like, being fat isn't attractive.
It's disgusting.
Attraction's subjective. Beauty is subjective. Stop trying to force your silly opinions on other people.
And it's like thousands of upvotes and thousands of comments agreeing. And it's like,
upvotes. Get off Reddit. You're spending time on Reddit. This is the average Reddit user, everyone. This is the average Reddit user. Jesus Christ. Upvotes. Oh, wait, upvotes.
Thousands of upvotes, Abby.
If you ever say in public, you say the term upvote, nope. Opinion invalid. Invalidated opinion. Fat and stupid, she's a keeper. Yeah, she's a keeper, all right.
What happened to your queer party friends?
I got to get some new soundboards. I got to get some new Kamala soundboards. I need to get some. I'm due. We're due for some new soundboards, but I appreciate you guys being here. Okay, let's give away the Swole card. How did everyone enjoy the show today? Was it good? Was it good? Good. I hope you liked it. Good rant. We went long and hard. That's what she said. But that's how we like it, don't we? That was I don't even know what do we call today's show? What do we call today's show? I don't even know what to say. What's today's show? We talked about a lot of stuff. Maybe like the Trump thing, like Rosie O'Donnell's women are not fat pigs, just only Rosie O'Donnell or something. Maybe it has to have Rosie. Rosie's face is a disgrace. That might just be the simple title. Revenge of the Schlong. Ooh. All right, drop your thoughts. We stopped doing that for a little bit today's show because I was doing, I like to mention, okay, what are we talking about? Maybe a couple different topics so people know what's in the show. Chest feeding octopus. Oof. How about this? Donald Trump is not an octopus, says Rosie O'Donnell. Rosie O'Donnell denies Donald Trump's octopusness. They're denying his octopusy.
I don't believe you people.
What do you mean, you people?
Fuck nuts and retards. That can't be the show. I mean, I would Rosie O'Dumbass, Donald the Octopus. Fact check false. Wait. How about fact check false? Donald Trump is not an octopus? Or fact check true. Trump is trans octopus. Salchicha's revenge. Okay. All right. Swole card time. SFGs. Who's going to win? We don't know. We're going to find out, though. Running. Sick fucking gains. Today's winner is on Roomblay. It is Positive Charisma. PK, congratulations. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 3036. In the subject, your mailing address in the body of the email, and we'll send you today's Swole card. Congratulations. A whole lot of Rosie? Octopusy. Yeah, Rosie. Yeah, I'll think of something. Ooh, nice gifts. Very nice. Fam, congratulations. Send us that email, and we'll get that Swole card out shortly. We're doing a big mailing of a lot of things. We have a lot of stuff since we've been working on the app a lot. A lot of things have gotten pushed to the back. So if you're waiting on a card, on a Signature Series card, on Swole cards, they're coming soon. So we're going to be sending out a blast. But great show. Thanks for being here. Hit the like button on the way out. Subscribe, share with your friends. This is a great way to find out who gets offended easily, because this is definitely, this is not PG rated. Roasty O'Donnell. Ooh. Rosie's face is a disgrace. I like that. Rosie's Octopusy Conspiracy. I'm not sure. That's a good one. I don't know if I can get away with that. I might get censored. I might have to asterisk the Octopusy. Rosie's Octopus Conspiracy. I could do that one. Something, and Rosie's Octopus Conspiracy. We'll get into it. Thanks for being here. Roundtable 75 tomorrow. Join the fam, swolenormousx.com. If you want to, subject yourself to all the awesomeness. We'll probably have some more Milkman stories. And if you listen to the roundtables, what the hell are people talking about? What is going on? Maybe they can do a recap tomorrow. But you got to show up, and the conversation will go wherever it goes. But if you don't show up and you don't come up on stage, there's a vacuum, and you're going to have the lunatics running the asylum, which is generally what happens with the roundtable. People aren't coming. I always say, come up on stage. Hey, we're going to be there for 2 hours. Come on stage, and people sign in. And, you're going to have, we're going to be talking about gym creeps and serial killing and stuff like that, which is usually what it devolves into anyway. But it's a lot of fun. So make sure you show up. It's a lot. You can ask questions. We'll talk about the 7 pillars. We'll talk about anything that comes up, but we always get nice updates. So looking forward to that. We'll see you tomorrow on the call, 6 p.m. Eastern time. The link will be on your homepage. So when you log into your account right there on your homepage, I'll text you guys and let you know ahead of time, but 6 p.m. Eastern time. And we'll see you then. Thanks for being here. SwoleNenormousX.com to join the fam. Check out all the specials, 20% off. Get yourself some Taylor Swift merch, Optimus Pump. Go check out the brand new Cybertruck design over there at papaswolio.com. And membership specials also over there at SwoleNenormousX.com to join now before the app launches. Thanks for being here. Peace, McGee, Deuce, Magoose, your boy, Papa Swolio. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like
yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint. We go hard in the paint. What the fuck is you saying? What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Hey, yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. On topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element, no ollies. You